Have you ever heard something about menopause that just left you feeling discouraged or even hopeless? As I entered menopause, I did. The truth is, there are so many myths and misconceptions about menopause that keep us from making decisions that support our health. And today, I'm going to uncover some of them for you. Hey there, I'm Ileana, your midlife wellness and mindset coach. On this channel, we talk all things wellness, mindset, and thriving after 50 so you can navigate midlife with confidence, clarity, and a renewed sense of purpose. This is the fourth video on this menopause series. So if you haven't listened to the other three, make sure that you watch them because they build on each other. Let's dive in. When I first started this menopause journey 2 years ago, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. It was all new to me. Everywhere I looked, there were so many conflicting information. One expert said to do this, another said avoid that. And then there were all the myths floating around that made it even harder to know which path was the right one for me. It was confusing and overwhelming at times. That's why in today's video, I want to break down some of the most common menopause myths and share some truths behind them so you feel empowered to make the best choice for your body. Myth number one, hormone replacement therapy is dangerous. So for years, one of the biggest misconceptions I've been told and heard is that hormone replacement therapy is dangerous. A lot of the fear came from the Women's Health Initiative study back in 2002, which linked HRT to risks like breast cancer and heart disease. From what I learned, the problem was that those results were widely misinterpreted. The media just ran with the scary headline during that time. However, later research showed that the risks were overstated, and many of the women in the studies were older and had different health profiles, which influenced the outcomes of the study. But now, after reassessing, many experts agree that for a healthy woman who starts HRT around the time of menopause, the benefits often outweigh the risk. So it can be incredibly helpful for hot flashes, sleep, mood, joint health, and even protecting our bones and heart. But as I have mentioned in my two previous videos, it's not a one size fits all. HRT is a personal choice that should be based on your health history, your symptoms, and a conversation with a doctor who truly understands menopause, and making sure that you have done all the research so that you have the knowledge to make the best decision for yourself. For me, learning the real story lifted a huge weight off my shoulders, and I was able to make an informed decision instead of letting fear or outdated myths guide me. I'll include the link to the meta-analysis showing the potential long-term benefits of HRT when starting within 10 years of menopause. Myth number two, weight gain in menopause is inevitable. One of the most common myths is that menopause automatically equals weight gain and that there's nothing we can do about it. Well, it's true, our metabolism slows down and hormones shift. Weight gain is not something that can't be prevented. It just means that we need to readjust what we do, and that can mean prioritizing strength training, eating anti-inflammatory foods, balancing blood sugar, and reducing stress, which can help us maintain a healthy weight. Our old habits may no longer work for us the same way. This was the case for me. I needed to tweak what I was eating, and how I was working out. Now, more than ever, we need to focus on zone 2 cardio, that low intensity workout, strength training, and anti inflammatory foods. Anti inflammatory whole food that can make a huge difference. Your body is still capable of change and strength. It just responds differently now. So, myth number 3, you can't build muscle after 50. This is personal for me because I didn't notice the loss of muscle, which in my case, the first year I started menopause and the symptoms started, I just didn't have the energy. I had extreme joint pain. I was not working out like I used to. So I did lose muscle mass and I did gain some weight. However, after making some of the changes, I've been able to lose the weight and build muscle. I still want to continue build more and to maintain the muscle that I have now. I can say that resistance training during menopause is one of the most powerful tools that we have for metabolism, for bone density, and confidence. Yes, it may take consistency and smart training, but our bodies are incredibly capable of getting stronger at any age. Muscle is medicine, and it's never too late to start building that muscle. So if you want me to share my exercise routine, let me know in the comments, and I will be happy to create a video on that. So myth number 4, menopause is only about physical symptoms. When most people think of menopause, they picture the hot flashes, the night sweat, or the weight gain. And yes, those can be real challenges. But here's the truth. Menopause goes beyond the physical. For me, it's also been about mood swings, motivational dips, brain fog, and even questioning my purpose. I had to face not just the changes in my body, but also how I felt about myself and many emotional dips. This is why I believe mindset is just as important as nutrition or exercise. When I stopped seeing menopause as the end of something and I started looking at it as an opportunity to rediscover myself, things have shifted. I have felt calmer, more confident, and even excited for what's next. It's not just about managing symptoms. For me, this new stage has been about creating a new vision for this second stage in my life. Menopause can absolutely be a season of growth, renewal, and empowerment when we choose to approach it that way. So, myth number 5 is that life slows down after menopause. This one really hits home because I heard and see it so often from beautiful women close to me. Life just slows down after menopause, and they didn't have a renewed purpose. But I've decided to switch that script for me and switch the belief that I'm too old to start a new career, that it's best to just stay where I'm at and wait for retirement age. But thinking about what then, what will I be doing in my 60s? But here's what I've learned. This new stage is a reset time, a physical reset, a mindset reset. This stage of life is actually the perfect time to rediscover yourself. Maybe that means traveling more, starting a new career path, or diving into a new hobby that you've never had time for before. For me, it's been about creating a life that feels intentional and joyful, not limited. Yes, there are changes that we have to be mindful of. And if we don't take charge of our health and energy, it can feel like we're slowing down. But when we nurture our bodies, we shift our mindset and lean it into what excites us. This season of life can be full of freedom, wisdom, and brand new passions. Remember, life doesn't slow down unless we let it. So we have to be intentional with the decisions that we make so they support us during this new stage of life. So here's the reality. when we let go of these myths and we start embracing a new way of seeing this new stage of life, we open up ourselves to new possibilities. We open ourselves up to healing, strength, and confidence. I'll continue to say this: it's about progress, not perfection. Friend, we only have one life and we are in our second half. We need to make it count. If this video resonated with you, give it a like, share it with a friend who might need this reminder. I also would love to hear from you. Which menopause myth did you used to believe? And what helped you see it differently? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss the next one. And remember, this is your season to feel strong, confident, and unstoppable. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.